Here we're going to talk about adding and essentially subtracting polynomials. And a polynomial is really just a mathematical expression that includes a variable, usually designated as x, that's raised to an exponent. So we have an x squared, an x cubed, x to the fourth, etc. Somewhere in our mathematical expression. So one type of question that you might see is something like 2x squared plus 9x plus 3. That's one polynomial. We're going to add it to x squared minus x minus 4. So that's another. So we have two polynomial expressions here that we're going to add together. This is actually very straightforward. All you do is you find the x's, that's your variable, and you match them up according to their exponents. So here we have 2x squared, here we have an x squared. So we're just going to go 2x squared plus the x squared. You can only add together variables with exponents that are of the same exponent. So you can only add an x squared to an x squared. You can only add an x to an x. So we have 9x. This is minus x. So 9x minus x. And then we just have normal numbers. There's no x's, right? So we have 3 minus 4. So now that we've grouped them together, so remember that when you don't have a number in front, there really is a 1 in front. So this x squared is really 1x squared. This x is 1x, but we don't write the 1 in front of it. We just assume that it's there. It's just common nomenclature just to write it without the 1. So here we have 2x squared plus x squared. All you do is you look at the numbers in front of those. So there's a 2 and a 1, and you just do the operation. So 2 plus 1 is 3. So 2x squared plus x squared is 3x squared. You don't do anything with the variable. Here we have 9x minus 1x. 9 minus 1 is 8. So plus 8x, and here we just have normal 3 minus 4. That's negative 1, minus 1. So the answer to this is 3x squared plus 8x minus 1. That's the addition of these two polynomials. We'll do another one that has a minus sign, which can make it a little bit more complicated, but not if you know the distributive property. So we have 5x squared minus 6x plus 4 minus 3x squared minus 2x plus 8. So here again we have two polynomials. We're going to subtract them this time, but you essentially do the same thing. Now, if you don't know what the distributive property is, you should watch the video on mathematical properties, because we're essentially going to distribute this is really a minus 1, distribute it through that parentheses in that polynomial. But again, we're just going to group the x squareds together, the x's together, and the numbers together. So here we have 5x squared. Now this is really minus 3x squared. So I'm kind of distributing this in my head. I'll show you how to do it explicitly next. So we have 5x squared minus 3x squared. And we're going to add, this is negative 6x, and this is negative 2x, but we're minusing negative 2x. When you have a minus a negative, that just means you add. So this is really negative 6x plus 2x. That's the same expression. If you're minusing a negative, you're adding. So we're just going to change this to minus 6x plus 2x. Then we have 4 minus 8. So again, now that we have them grouped, 5x squared minus 3x squared. 5 minus 3 is 2, so it's 2x squared plus negative 6x plus 2x is negative 4x. So we're adding a negative, which just means we're subtracting. So we can just write that as minus 4x plus 4 minus 8. 4 minus 8 is negative 4. So again, we're adding a negative. So we're just going to write that as minus 4. So we're doing the same thing. We're grouping them together, but here we're subtracting. So you need to be careful about that. The other way to think about that is to explicitly first distribute that negative 1. So we have 5x squared minus 6x plus 4. Then we're going to add and distribute negative 1 to 3x squared. Negative 1 times negative 2x is positive 2x. Negative 1 times 8 is negative 8. So we've distributed this negative 1 through here, and we're adding. But we're doing the same thing. 5x squared plus negative 3x squared. Negative 6x plus 2x. 4 plus negative 8. 5x squared plus negative 3x squared is just 5x squared minus 3x squared. That gives us 2x squared. Plus negative 6x plus 2x is negative 4x. Plus a negative is just minus 4x. Plus 4 minus 8 is negative 4. We're adding a negative, so it's just minus. So these are the same. So no matter how you think about it, if it's easier to think about this way where you're just kind of doing this in your head as you go along, or you explicitly add it and then distribute the negative 1 through first, it doesn't matter. You're going to end up with the same answer. The important part is to group the like exponents together. The other way that you might see a problem, and it might come about just doing some algebra, is where it's not neatly, you have two polynomials or adding and subtracting. It might be more something where you have something like 2x cubed plus 4x squared minus 8 plus 2x squared minus 9x cubed. So here we have a big polynomial expression, and to simplify this, we're again just going to group the x's that are similar. So here we have 2x cubed. And then we have another x cubed over here. It's minus 9x cubed. So we're going to group those together. Next we have a 4x squared. So here we have a 2x squared. So we're going to group those together. We don't have any x's, so we just skip that. And we only have one number, so we put it on the end. So then we just do the math. 2x cubed minus 9x cubed is minus 7x cubed. 2 minus 9 is negative 7. 4x squared plus 2x squared is 6x squared. And then minus 8. There's nothing else to do with that. So this would be the answer to that.